Hello, welcome to the Melanin Gold channel. My name is Penny. And if you want to hear someone talk about topics that you've never heard before that relate to colorism, dark skin issues, and melanated people all around the world, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the notification button because I won't disappoint you. Um, I just want to get into this video now. Now, as I will say my first subscribers who, if you see my very first video about me basically introducing this channel, I go into details on why I created this channel. And you can go back and look at that later if you want. But I was actually watching different YouTube videos and I came across a movie about colorism by Lisa Ray called Skinned. And it's basically her. I was doing research, and it's basically her directorial debut, and it's basically a movie about a girl that was teased when she was in high school about being dark skinned, and she's going through the emotions. She's having a breakdown. She's going things with her boyfriend. She's insecure about her skin. She's bleaching it. Just the same old story that we hear all the time. And I was going through the comment section, and I haven't seen this movie, I mean. I've seen the trailer. I'm interested in seeing it because I like to see movies that don't get a lot of attention and credit in the media. And it's a black movie. Lisa Ray's behind it, so I do want to support. But I was kind of going through the comment section, and there's a young lady by the name of Diamond Brown. She made a good comment, and I agree with her 100% with this. And the comment she made was, why? Why are movies and documentaries being made about dark-skinned girls hating their skin constantly? Why can't there be a film or a show about a dark-skinned girl loving her skin and her hair and herself despite colorism? Something new. And I agree with her 100%. Like, I can't disagree with that. And you know what? That one comment pretty much displays why I started this channel. I got so motherfucking sick and tired of the woe is me, I'm a dark-skinned girl, I was teased and bullied, I'm insecure, nobody wants to date me, pity party crew. Like, I got so freaking tired of it. And I feel on YouTube, talk shows, TV, radio, everywhere, that's what it was all about all day, all throughout the media. Dark-skinned girls having the worst pity parties and meltdowns that you can imagine. After a while, it gets old. When you see something over and over again, you want something new, you know. Um, I've seen hundreds of videos of dark-skinned girls telling their dark-skinned girl sad sob story. Which, yeah, it's a true story. Colorism does exist, but give me the more positive stories that no one has heard. And that's why I think I like Lupita Nyong'o and I like Amara La Negra, because despite the fact they are darker complected women, they are conquering the world. Like, especially Lupita. Like, she's just skyrocketing to the top, and Amara La Negra is right on her way to the top. So despite them having darker complected skin, they were able to make it in their industries, which is all about image, all about being lighter. And yeah. And I was kind of reading some articles, and I'm going to leave the link to the articles below. And this is an old article. It was put out on May 3rd of 2017. And it was basically by Madame Noir, and it says the colorism conversation continues. Dark Girls 2 is currently in production. Now, Dark Girls is basically well, this is like a part two to the first documentary part, Dark Girls, and that was a documentary that was put out by Bill Duke. And if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys seen it. I'll put the poster up of that movie. But Dark Girls was basically a documentary that was released some years ago, and then a couple of years after it was released, the OWN network basically bought the movie and they played it on their network. And if you haven't seen it, you can go look it up. And I have to be very honest, I did not like that movie. I hated that movie. And the reason why I hated it, because like I said before, throughout the entire documentary, it was just a big ass pity party of dark skinned girls who were angry and bitter and still hurting over things that happened to them in their childhood and when they were in high school. And I'm like, damn, all y'all are some grown ass bitches. Y'all old as fuck. You mean you have not conquered that insecurity yet? You didn't find ways to make yourself feel better about yourself? Did you have any success in life? Are you married? It just like it's old. It's like, come on. Like, it was just a documentary filled with negativity. There was no positive imagery of dark skinned women. There was no solutions. There was nothing that a dark skinned woman or girl could take from that documentary and use it in their life to make their life better. And I was very disappointed. I know they did their best. And I'm going to go into more details about that. But first with this article. Now, this came out last year, like I said before. And Bill Duke wants to put out this second documentary where it focused more on positive images of dark skinned girls, which I'm like, oh my God, thank God that he's doing that. Like, we need something different. So I'm very happy that he's doing it. And I don't know if you guys remember the first poster to the Dark Girls documentary, the first one. I didn't like it. That poster actually, the promotion poster for that, it actually really pissed me off because if you look at the poster, it's like the picture in itself is really dark, so you can't see the lady's features, and what you're looking at is it's a dark skinned woman, and she's all like, I have to be honest, the chick is all homely looking. She doesn't look very attractive. She looks sad and depressed. And pretty much, you know how people say, oh, a picture speaks 1,000 words? Well, that poster was speaking to me. It pretty much showed what the movie was about. Um, I guess like people do speak through art, and that photo was art. But now I'm looking at the promotion poster for the second movie, Dark Girls 2, and it's a way better photo. It's a dark skinned woman. You can tell that she's probably a model. I'll post the picture up and she's on fleek. Her makeup's on point. She's wearing this beautiful African jewelry and headdress. It's just more, you can tell by the promotion poster, it's just it's going to be more of a positive documentary. So I can't wait till Bill Duke puts this out. Hopefully it will be sometime this year because they said last year they were in production. Yeah, like let's hope this documentary is much better. I also want to talk about another article. This article is rather old. It came out in 2013, the month of July. And her name is, the writer of this article is Ona Nosike. I can't pronounce her name to save my life, but um, this video will be part two, in a sense, to my why colorism exists video. And if you haven't seen that video, I advise you to go back and see it and check it out. Even though the title would be different, it will be more, the title to this video will be different. This would be kind of me continuing to talk about why colorism still exists, but more going on another topic. And let me tell you about this article that Ona wrote. I am sick of seeing women crying because of their dark skin. I agree with everything she says in this article. and I'll leave a link in the description below. But she basically gets into how the documentary basically focused on dark skinned women having just like a pity party, pretty much. Um, and basically, she says she doesn't like how the gives off this vibe of like this is how all dark skinned girls feel about themselves, which is not true. She makes a statement in here that says that she feels the name of the documentary should instead be a couple of dark skinned black women who remember suffering because of their skin tone and others who comment on said dark skinned women. On sad dark skinned women, I mean. And yeah, it like and she gets in how like the women had this defeatist attitude, very negative. They were all crying about being bullied when they were younger and bleaching. I'll say this, no one in this documentary is held in a good light. Not even the other black men. And so it's like on one side with the black women, the dark skinned ones, they're being negative and having this woe is me sob story. And then you have on the other side the black men. They're not shown in the good light, like either. Um, a lot of the black men in this documentary, they're saying the most ignorant ass shit. And I understand, like, this is how some people feel, both dark skinned black women and black men. There are people who think that way, but the reality is it's not everybody. And it's hard for me to believe that Bill Duke couldn't find black women, darker complected black women that were very confident in their shade and despite colorism was able to get through life and achieve their goals, and they didn't find themselves ugly, and they took pride in their melanin rich skin. I mean, because the reality is melanin is worth more than gold. So you couldn't find anyone who knew the value of their melanin. And also you couldn't find black men who appreciated well, there was I think two guys who said that they like preferred darker skinned women, but that was it. The rest of the dudes, for the most part, were just ignorant. There was this one guy who they interviewed, and they actually asked basically what he did, a dark skinned girl. And he's like, "Nah, I don't like dark skinned girls. They look funny next to me." And I'm just like, wow, this is like if I was a black dude, I would be so embarrassed. This is not good for anybody. It was just so much negativity. And I know that there are both dark skinned women and black men who love darker skin. Like for example, I did a series on darker skin models, and I remember the first part to it. It's a continuing series. If you haven't seen my dark skinned black woman video dark skinned black women overlooked in the media, models, part one and part two, go see it. But in my first part, I put like quotes from interviews that all the dark skinned black models did, and how they conquered their insecurities and how they were able to succeed in modeling in such a color struck industry. And it's like, yeah, I know that colorism exists, it affects people, but there's people it affected for the greater good. And the most sad part, getting back to the black men, how they were depicted, the most sad part, it was like hardly any black men found any interest in dark skinned women, and a lot of them were saying really negative stuff. And there were a couple of white men who said that they preferred darker skinned women. So you have like white men saying prefer darker skinned women, but the black men in the movie have no interest, and it was embarrassing. So this white man sees beauty in the black woman, but in her melanated skin, but hardly any black men could. It was embarrassing. And I just want to read a part of the article. Where are the women who are proud of their shade? The women who, despite the ignorant beauty ideals, continue to today in and day out look in the mirror and proclaim that they are gorgeous. The women who fight societal stereotypes by refusing to see themselves as ugly. Or the women like me who actually wanted to be darker for a long time but accepted her true skin tone midway through college. And yeah, I went through a period where I actually wanted to be darker too. Like, I would see a lot of pictures of like darker skin models that were just gorgeous. And I was like, I wonder if I go tan. But that's neither here or there. Continuing, it was almost as if the people behind the documentary wanted to depict dark brown women as bitter, crying, weak people who accept their lot in life, even if their lot was determined by white supremacists. White supremacists. I wanted to recommend therapists for everyone involved. Yes, like that last part, I agree with 100. Um, I think a solution, if you're like a woman who's still on the whole colorist thing, where you're still insecure and you're still on that, and you're a grown adult woman, I do recommend therapy. Like, therapy can really help you because, like, honestly, I feel by the time you get in your 20s, you should be over that. I think for most women, they tend to grow out of it. And I think therapy for dark skinned black women and even black women in general is very helpful because there's a lot of things that we go through that other people don't. Um, and then another solution, there are so many of these pin interest pages, Facebooks. Chrissy just started a DDS magazine, Divine Dark Skin. There's so much on the internet that so much when it comes to dark skinned women, you should not be feeling any insecurities in yourself. I've always thought that the internet and social media was the great equalizer. Honestly, when it came to portraying the beauty of dark skinned women better as compared to mainstream media. Yeah, so I will put a link to the article because it was a really good article that made really good points. Um, yeah, that's all I have for today. I can't think of anything else to say, but I do notice a dark skin pity party and I'm getting pretty sick of it. If do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Please let me know your comments in the comment section. Um, of course, as always, comment, rate, subscribe. Um, and if you do subscribe, please click the notification button. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.